All right, mate, let's look here. Ocean. Well, weekly, we're forming a bullish weekly engulfing. Now, what we need to try and figure out is, is this at a low? You can see we have this trend line, right? We have this trend line. We had this trend line right here. We created a bullish engulfing candle right there, right here, just on the underside of the trend line. Now, you could actually move that trend line up here to the peaks. I suppose we'll just move this to the peaks here as well. But are we going to work straight into this and then get the breakout, or is this going to fail and roll over before moving up? A lot of times when you get this sort of bullish candle, see you get one here. When it's going to run, then you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 or 5 green candles in a row. Like you can see here, well, you got 3 in a row, 2 consolidation, and then 3 more. But when you get this first one, you need to be on guard that you want to be looking to potentially get long, to break in structure, to break in support, to break in moving averages. And it might be a bit of a process. You can see it didn't moon straight away, but if you got in, let's just draw this line. If you get in on a new week, on a small dip, yes, you might have got stopped out if you kept a tight stop on it, but you can see the potential of the area itself, and it's a bit of a bullish move up, consolidation into a higher low. You can see it formed a higher low, but it also wiped out most of the longs, and then it obviously ran to the upside. Now at this point we have kind of a bullish flag, I suppose you could call it, and at this point, well, as long as price is above this white line here, you have to have a bit of a bullish bias. This wants to break out. This is rounding out and wants to go back up. At this point, you have to have that sort of look on it. We have stop on it, the lows here, and now we're trying to capitalize on that and move. So, overall, it is looking fairly good there. The 2 week, again, any movement at all, and we're back above all moving averages here. So let's just look at the 3 month. Green on a 3 month. A lot of times when this does happen, I wanted more dip. I actually wanted this to dip back down, to be honest. I wanted all of these alts to dip back down and then look for the buy, but it didn't give it. They just flip green, obviously. But sometimes when you flip green, you can stay green and push higher, and then then on a new quarter, it can do something like that. And when you start pushing up like this, quite often you can get explosions through it. I know this is 3, 6, 9 months, but who knows? Maybe it'll happen in one or two candles. But I'm just saying that sometimes when you get this action, it can hold and actually keep going. So it's very interesting. The dip down into this candle would have been better, in my opinion, but just to wipe out those longs first. So we just have to take what the market gives us, really. And at this point, as long as we are above the white 100 moving average, this is good. This is bullish. A lot of times these patterns here love to work their way up and chop and whatever, and these moving averages will come down and they'll cross, and then you can get a big move to retest the highs. So it's up 2% today. I mean, it is Sunday. If you really want, you could buy this today. If you really want, there's 4 days, 5 green days in a row though. But you can see here when it gets going, it goes crazy. And then you had a couple of little red days. They're not even anything worth talking about. And then it continued to the upside. So, when it gets going, markets can keep going longer than you think. And this may be just getting started. This may be just trying to break up out of this pattern. This might be, a big move up, consolidation, and then now we're getting another big move up. We're starting that process. And that's what we need to be aware of and need to be on alert. So at this point, this is a bullish weekly candle. And you have to, at this point, have a bullish bias that this wants to, if this barks back up, see this, I talked about this before, but if this barks back up, this is then a very bullish pattern, and we can then really run to the upside. So I like it. I mean, the risky play is to buy today with a stop below today's lows, but the safer play is to trade a new week. And if there's a dip on a new week, look to buy into that dip. you can see all here, pardon me, all here there was a dip down into the previous week, a buy, bounce higher. A dip down into the previous week, a buy, bounce higher. A dip down into the previous week, a buy, and a bounce higher. And even all through here, well, especially on the start of the trend, there's dips, and then you get a sort of bigger dip, another dip here. And then when the move gets strong, there's no dip and it powers higher. So we need to figure out on a new week, are we going to get one of these power moves with not much of a dip? So if we flip green on a new week, you have to get long on that and kind of anticipate. If there's no dip on a new week, if it flips green and is strong like this, and also like this, look how strong these two candles are, like huge candles, huge candles. There's no, and even here, huge candle, big candles. So when there's no dip on the week, sometimes, and even here, look at this, there was no, let's just put arrows on all of these because it's important. So there's no dip here and you get a big strong move. There's no dip here, you get a big strong move. You could even move it here. There's a very small dip, but there's no dip there. And a big strong move. No dip, big strong move. No dip, big strong move. And if we open up on Monday, tomorrow, with new 3-day candle, new weekly candle, and not have any dip, because, and also here's another one, right here, see right here, we got, it proved itself here. The bulls proved itself, and then there was no dip, and we powered higher. The bulls are proving themselves here. Are we going to open up, flip green with no dip, and just power higher? That's what we need to be on guard for, on alert for. If it is, we need to get long on this and have a stop below the weekly low and sit back and hold it and see where it can take us.